Look, what's that? It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a devlog. I'm on vacation for 1 week. That means I have 1 week to code all the spells in my game, Armies of Ganivar. For those of you who are new here, Armies of Ganivar is a turn-based strategy game where you build up an army to overpower your opponent. We'll start by creating a spell toolbar on the player UI. Next, we'll get started working on our first spell, Lightning Bolt. Now let's try out our new spells. Huh. Well, that was pretty boring. I have over 120 spells that I need to create. So this week, I'm only going to be coding the functionality of the spells. I'll save the graphics for later. As you know, I'm the Avatar, which means I need to defeat the Steam Lord. The Steam Lord is responsible for the downfall of many indie game devs. So I need your help to defeat him by wishlisting Armies of Ganivar on Steam. Now that we've got the first few spells working, it's time to get the spells working with multiplayer. When a player tries to cast a spell, a message is sent from that player's computer to the server. The server then determines if the spell cast was legal, and if it is, it sends a message to all the other players saying that that player has casted a spell. This allows the other players' computers to sync with the server. Now we just add some code here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And after 2 days of fixing bugs and pulling my hair out, we have this. This spell increases a unit's attack range by 1. Before the spell's cast, the Barbarian has an attack range of 1. After the spell is cast, it has an attack range of 2. Now it's time for some AoE spells. Let's use these icons to make earth spells. Let's try out our strongest earth spell. I think that did enough damage to the enemy team. Let's create some terrain spells. Terrain spells were unbelievably difficult for me to create. I had built a fully functional map editor almost a year ago. The problem is, I built the terrain system so poorly almost a year ago that I wasn't able to use the code when working on the terrain spells. I had to redo the entire terrain system to get it to work with the editor and the spells. Bob was not happy about that. Redoing the terrain system took almost a day and a half and really cut into the time I had to create these spells. After a bit of time, I finally managed to create Eruption, Flood, Forestation, and Quagmire. Time to create the spell rotations. I want Armies of Ganivar to always feel fresh to play. If you look at games like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering, their formats sometimes take 3 months to change. My idea is to create a weekly spell rotation, where players can select from a pool of 20 spells per week. This small change each week will allow for new subtle strategies to form without being too overbearing. Alright class, listen up. To do this, we need a backend server, a database, a REST API, a boring... Remember class, earthbending is dangerous. Make sure to always practice on a blob first. And just like that, well actually 2 days later, we have a weekly spell system up and running. The Guardian spells are next on the list. Armies of Ganivar has some awesome Guardian characters. I want to make sure each Guardian has their own unique strategy. So along with units, I want to give each Guardian their own unique spells as well. I want each Guardian to have 6 spells, 5 normal Guardian spells, and then 1 special Guardian spell that I'll explain later. I also want there to be a lot of synergy between spells. Currently, one of my favorite synergies in the game uses the King's Tribute spell. The King's Tribute spell doubles an Elf King's speed, but if you've already buffed the Elf King's speed with another spell or ability, you double that as well. If you combine this strategy with a spell like Rejuvenate, which gives your unit an additional move per turn, it can be a very deadly combination. Finally, it's time to create the ultimate spells. The ultimate spells will work a bit differently from normal spells. These spells will not rotate weekly, so you'll always have access to them. Each player gets the ultimate spell corresponding to the first guardian they've chosen during a match. I want the ultimate spells to be extremely powerful, something you can build an entire strategy around. I want the ultimate spells to be exciting enough where players log into Armies of Ganivar just to use those spells. Now let's see how powerful they really are. Masters of the Forest gives all of your units forest walking and stacking +1 speed, even units you haven't summoned yet. The Orus Guardian is a late game behemoth. Betrayal's Rage gives all units within 2 distance +5 strength and +1 speed. Great for mounting an all-out surprise attack when your army would be just out of range. Pharaoh's Command allows you to summon a Sphinx, and then you can clone all Sphinxes you control after they move. Maybe this one's slightly too powerful. My favorite ultimate spell is Elven Crystal, which gives your rangers +1 max range for the rest of the game, including non-Artemis units. If you're on an open map, this spell will make it impossible for your enemy's army to escape your rangers. Right now, though, Artemis's army has no chance against the forests. After 7 days of coding nearly 12 hours a day, I was finally able to create all of the spells. The game's finally starting to come together, but there's still a ton left to go. I still have to substantially improve the graphics, as well as create spells for all of the Guardians coming down the pipeline. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button for more awesome videos to come. See you in the next video.